Good Friday morning, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Veltima Fungicide. Proven number one for the toughest corn diseases with long-lasting residual when you need to be confident your fungicide will perform. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg reporting. Under clear skies, I've got sunshine and 64 degrees on the barn thermometer. We are rounding out an absolutely beautiful week for the last week of July, and it looks like today will be no exception. A couple quick calendar reminders. Powered by Soy Biodiesel, be sure to tune in at midday today as Ty will be broadcasting from the Ohio State Fair, brought to us by Kalmbach Feeds. Be sure to check out the Northwest Ohio Antique Machinery Show being held at the Hancock County Fairgrounds now through August the 2nd. Visit NWOAMA.com for more information. And be sure to join us on Monday the 3rd as the Local Connection Ag County Fair Tour makes its second stop on Monday with their second check presentation this season going to the Scioto County Junior Fair Board. Taking a quick look at what's making agricultural headlines at OhioAgNet.com, the Ohio Department of Agriculture and Ohio Sheep Improvement Association celebrated the inaugural Buckeye Battle at the Ohio State Fair, where legislators, cabinet members, and media reps joined Ohio's talented 4-H and FFA sheep exhibitors in the show ring. You can read more today at OhioAgNet.com. In other state fair coverage, Top View Farms is continuing their dairy tradition at the Ohio State Fair, a family tradition built around dairy cattle, strong competition, and time together. You can watch a short video that's a part of Ohio AgNet series highlighting the families behind the Ohio State Fair open shows, presented with support from Farm Credit Mid-America. Also at the Ohio State Fair, Ohio's top cheesemakers were recognized yesterday at the 2026 Ohio State Fair Cheese Contest. Finally, in agronomy news, I have a story up to date at OhioAgNet.com with the Field Leader program, Understanding and Managing the Water Molds, as I had a chance to visit with Dr. Horacio Lopez Nicora. He's a soybean pathologist and nematologist at the Ohio State University and talks about the factors with the oomycetes, the water molds such as Pythium, Phytophthora, ways to identify them, and certain management strategies. You can see more about these stories as well as the latest in markets and weather at OhioAgNet.com. And a reminder, today's newsfeed was delivered to you by Eberts Field Seeds, delivering proven local seed performance to Ohio farmers. It's time to start planting Eberts. Call us at 937-473-2521 or visit us online at ebertseeds.com. That's EBBERTS seeds.com. Let's check in now with Ty Higgins as he had a chance to learn more about farmland auctions from Kevin Miller.
What is the current state of the farmland auction market in Ohio? Kevin Miller is with Oak Ridge Realty and Auction Company.
Overall, we feel like it's level. So we haven't seen a tapering off. Some of the marginal farms may be staying on the market a little bit longer. Obviously, there's hotbed areas, as you know, that are always going to be consistently strong throughout due to demand and livestock and stuff like that. But overall, I think, we've seen 2 years possibly of, lower commodity prices and then higher input costs. So there could be a leveling off as what we seeing in the indicators right now.
With that leveling off, does who shows up for the auction change?
Yeah, typically we're still seeing that about 50-50 split right now. Farmers, if it's in the neighborhood, highly desirable. Investors are still coming to the marketplace. There was a time here, a year, 2 years ago where we had this just slew of 1031 buyers. And that was really setting the tone for the auction price and farmland prices throughout Ohio. And we're still seeing some of that, but the number of 1031 buyers has probably tapered off a little bit. And so that could be contributing as well to maybe this just level, keen, as far as prices go.
All right, so run us down the next couple of auctions on your calendar and how we can find out more about them, Kevin.
Yeah, so the next upcoming auction is September the 3rd, and that's going to be at the Kenton Armory in downtown Kenton. We've got 4 tracks. We're offering 144 acres altogether, and you can go to Oak Ridge Land and Farm. If you're in the market or you're thinking about buying, pay close attention. I think that there's going to be some good opportunities for a lot of folks.
Again, that website, oakridgelandandfarm.com. Kevin Miller with Oak Ridge Realty and Auction Company, our guest. Always great catching up with you. Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ty. Take care.
And thanks, Ty and Kevin. It's time now to get a check on our Friday and through the weekend weather forecast. This weather update brought to us by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company.
One more dry day before we get a little moisture trying to come back into Ohio. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with that Ohio Ag Weather Update, watching a significant storm complex come together today. Exiting South Dakota, ripping through Minnesota. Strong to severe weather there. Northern Iowa in line for this as well. Southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois. This feature is taking a little bit more of a northern track. What does that mean for Ohio? Nothing different. We're looking at rain starting to nose in close to sunrise tomorrow morning in western parts of the state, spreading east and southeastward. I think it's going to be a cloudy, stormy Saturday for you. And then for Sunday, lingering cloud cover as low pressure just kind of sits and rotates in southwestern Indiana. That's going to keep us under pressure for additional light precipitation on Sunday. All in, all done for the weekend. 1/2 to 2 inches across the Buckeye State and 100% coverage. Behind that, drier to start next week, Monday into early Tuesday, before some scattered showers and thunderstorms try and come back at midweek. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
This has been a wild year to grow corn and soybeans in Ohio, but how are the crops shaping up? Find out with the 2026 Ohio Crop Tour, sponsored by Field Leader. Follow daily reports starting August 10th at ohioagnet.com as our scouts check corn and soybean fields across the state. Then join us at an Ohio Soybean Hometown Tour event to hear yield estimates and key observations firsthand. Learn more and RSVP at soyohio.org/hometown. That's soyohio.org/hometown.
This reminder, you can join Dean Farms up in Bryan, Ohio in Williams County coming up on Wednesday, August the 5th. That for the Northwest Ohio Premier Soil Health Field Day. Now, registration is $25 per person. You can call or text for reservations. Contact Alan at 419-553-6845 or Shelley at 419-553-6844. We have a special feature now as we are going to give you a behind-the-scenes look with one of the families that exhibits at the Ohio State Fair. Joining us now, the family behind Top View Farms.
I'm Eric, and this is my wife, Mary Top. You know, we got 3 wonderful children, Madeline, Mackenzie, and Grant. We're here on Top View Farms. We milk about 30 cows. We go to a lot of shows, and we're excited about coming to the Ohio State Fair and showing in the open show. We meet great friends there. It's our family time together, and we always say this is probably our family vacation.
And everybody works full-time off the farm, not just at the farm. And so going to this fairs and this Ohio State Fair is our family time. That's our vacation. And that they get to be with their dad 24/7 when they're there. So to me, that's a big deal.
Yes.
That we get to be there. And the kids love the cows. They always have favorite ones that they like. So, you know, having dairy and getting to bring them back home with you, you know, grow them, get to show them again next year, hopefully. The first time that I went to the Ohio State Fair, Eric and his brothers kept talking about how exciting this was, and this is so much fun. And, you know, okay, I was so excited. And I went down there with Mary Lou, and we had the show, and it was, you know, it was something I had never seen before. It was great. And then they came back home to milk, and it was just us there. And I don't know, I think I went somewhere, and he's asleep on the show box. What?
So I'm Madeline Top Alton. I am a daughter of Eric and Mary Top. I work here alongside my father and my family. It's been very rewarding that we show not only in the junior show, but also in the open show. And Mackenzie and my brother are both very involved in the open show. My father and I are here milking the cows every morning and night. So a lot of times I become a little bit closer with some of the milk cows, but Mackenzie is doing all the day-to-day work with the young stock. And so she has a lot of the stronger relationships, and she knows a lot of the calves and heifers a lot better. So sometimes when it becomes open show day, I will focus more of my time on and more of me showing the milk cows, and Mackenzie will still be doing all of the open show heifers and calves, because that's where she focuses a lot of her time and her expertise on, is just raising those calves so then they do become milk cows.
I love the heifers. That's mostly what I'm kind of like in charge of. And you kind of work them up to become a high quality dairy cow. So just going out to the barn at home and taking care of the heifers, feeding them, rinsing them, just spending my time with them and getting to know them is just great. Yeah, so I got grand champion with my milking shorthorn last year, and that made me go to the State of Champions. and it was a fun time last year at State Fair, so I want that to happen again.
We have numerous breeders that come from the Ohio State Fair that have bred numerous All-Americans. And State Fair is one of those qualifying shows when you fill out your All-American form at the end of the year. So, you kind of want to get your animals out there, and the best place to show it is at the Ohio State Fair, the open show. And there's a lot of TV coverage. There's a lot of public coverage out there anymore. So there's people looking from several states and countries that are looking at your cattle, and you would like to have your animals presented there. And if you do extremely well, and your animal may be third place, but it may set up for a potential to be a buyer down the road. So, that's what Ohio State Fair does for us. It kind of sets us up for later in the fall as well.
And a special thanks to the Top family for taking time to share more about their participation at the Ohio State Fair and give us a behind-the-scenes look. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
Bomb 31 sold them 30,000.
Get ready to bid on the heavy equipment and vehicles you need in a Ritchie Brothers Midwest Regional Auction happening August 6th. Inventory is housed at Minneapolis, Kansas City, Chicago, Columbus, Detroit, and Lincoln locations. Choose from a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Chicago to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Chicago.
What's better than getting the trusted farm news you count on from Ohio's Country Journal? Having a chance to win a brand new Arctic Ultra Tough cooler. The Ohio's Country Journal sweepstakes are back. Subscribe or renew your subscription today, and you'll be entered for a chance to win one of 2 45-quart Arctic Ultra Tough coolers. Just visit ocj.com/renew for official rules and to complete your subscription or renewal for your chance to win. Ohio's Country Journal, your source for Ohio farm news.
Let's check in now with Joe Everett as he has some important reminders from the USDA.
The USDA is reminding farmers and ranchers that deadlines are approaching for several programs designed to help offset higher input costs, recover from disasters, and strengthen financial protection. The Farm Service Agency says applications for the Assistance for Specialty Crop Farmers program are due August 7th, while the Supplemental Disaster Relief Program deadline is August 12th. Eligible landowners also have until August 31st to renew potential base acre increases for the agriculture risk coverage and price loss coverage programs. USDA says this is the first opportunity to update base acres since 2002. Don't wait until the last minute, said Farm Service Agency Administrator Bill Beam. These deadlines represent real opportunities for producers to recover from the market and weather challenges. Producers are encouraged to contact their local FSA office soon to make sure they do not miss available assistance. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Joe Everett reporting.
Thanks, Joe. Let's take a look at what's impacting the grain markets. Today's market analysis is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113.
Grain markets finished the day mixed yesterday. Wheat markets were higher beginning to end, but finished well off of the early day highs. Corn market was choppy back and forth, couple pennies either direction. Beans were mostly lower, but the magnitude of the lower move was not really all that impressive or concerning at this point. Basically, what we had yesterday is you had a battle in the marketplace. You had geopolitics on one side and an improved weather set of conditions, a weather forecast on the other. On the geopolitical side, you had Russia, Ukraine really kind of ramping up. More attacks by Ukraine on Russian vessels and on a Russian port. So not much is going to be moving out of Russian ports and probably not Ukraine either in the months ahead. But then you also had weather that is putting down some decent rain here to finish the week in Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin. And so the two were going back and forth yesterday. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's get a quick check of how the markets closed. September corn was down 3 1/4 cents, and December new crop corn was down 3 1/4 cents. September soybeans closed the day down 3 3/4 cents, while November beans were down 4 cents. September Kansas City wheat closed up 5 1/4 cents, while September Chicago wheat was up 2 3/4, and September Minneapolis wheat ended the day 6 1/2 cents higher. Now, in the overnight trade, the markets are mixed. We find September corn trading down 3/4 of a penny at $4.45, with December new crop corn also down 3/4 of a penny at $4.67 3/4. August soybeans are trading up a penny and 3/4 at $11.79, with November new crop beans 3/4 of a penny higher at $11.89 1/2 per bushel. And wheat for September currently trading down 4 3/4 cents at $6.58 3/4. Well, thanks for joining us, and if you're looking for something to do this weekend, be sure to take in the State Fair or one of the many county fairs going on. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.